second semi-final. Let's find out who can make it in to that under 57 kilogram final. We've seen Great Britain and China. Now it's France versus Spain. Liborio there with that interesting haircut. That's not one for me. Mama, do you think?
That's her style. She's been doing that for quite some time now.
I can tell I'm old now because you used the word style. That was lost on me.
But you know, Floeriane, she's a bronze medalist at the World Championship recently in Puebla, and she's a clever fighter. The Spaniard as well, she's a very mature fighter, and this is going to be an interesting match.
Floeriane Liborio, you can see her path here into the semi-final, and it was a tight one against Lewis. As for Calvo Gomez, sporting the headband there, the ponytail, you'll see that sticking through the head guard in a few moments' time. So France in blue, Spain in red. They'll like that.
Yeah, this is gonna be a real show. Floeriane, very aggressive fighter. The Spanish, she's very clever. So so this is gonna be really interesting.
So Liborio is already in the centre waiting. The referee ready to give them their instructions. Both winning bronze at the World Championships in different weight categories.
That's right. So this is going to be interesting from different weight category. I mean, we had this rule about which weight category you want your points to be allocated. So you have the 57s and minus 53s as well. So they all decide to go in the same group. So it's interesting to have different type of weight categories mixing up now. So this is going to be a really interesting fight.
Eva Calvo Gomez there, slipping to the floor. Do you find the surface quite slippy when you're out there, or is it just a loss of balance at times?
It depends. Sometimes it could be a loss of balance. Sometimes it could be actually the mats if they are quite new, and if they are new, then it could be quite slippery. Some players like to move, and with slippery mat, as we know, we can't move as much. So so this is going to be it's going to be the time. It's going to be the time to see who's going to work off the movement or who's going to be static. So right now they're trying to read each other, trying to see who's going to be predominant with that front leg.
And a steady start. We've seen a few of these in the semi-finals over the course of the weekend. Nobody wants to miss out on those 48 points by getting into the final. So cagey has been the word in most, I would say, of the semi-finals this week here at the inaugural World Taekwondo Grand Prix here in Manchester. 60 seconds or so gone, and neither finding the target so far. This really is cagey.
It sure is. It sure is. Right now they're trying to cancel each other's front leg. I think what Floeriane's trying to do is cancel off and go with that back leg sharp to the body. And the Spaniard, well, Eva's trying to get into the distance because she's got longer reach, so maybe she can move and go to the head. So she's trying to use that trademark, which we call a twisting kick, and going inside the body.
So, Floeriane just holding out that left leg to try and fend off. We saw the Swedish competitor last night really use that one leg approach to good effect.
Yeah, she showed it. She used it to her advantage, and she was really clever the way she was using it, and her timing of when to lift the leg up and when to put it down, when to cover. So she was really clever. So she showed that it can be used and you can win with it. So
all the way with very few points scored against her. Now going back to this, is it difficult to sort of tour the world with these guys? You get to know them on and off, and then all of a sudden you have to face them.
Yeah, well, with so many tournaments being put on a calendar year, you do come across with great athletes who are in the top, in the top ranking, and you do fight them. So you get familiar with them, you get used to them, and when you do fight against them, it's quite intense. So right now these guys know each other quite well, and there's going to be like a Jade and a China fight where they're both going to try and read each other, trying to cancel each other's leg out and see who's going to be the strongest out of the two.
course, some of these athletes have got to come here and try and combat the traditional British cold weather. It's not that cold in Brazil, I'll tell you that for a fact.
That's sure ain't.
So nothing scored in that first 2 minutes. Second round here, and again.
There you go, that back leg there, which she's looking for. So the boss trying to cancel each other's leg out, and really trying to see a good timing of when to go. There you go, Eva's using that again. With that front leg, trying to cancel her out. Here you go, trying to do a twisting kick again. And that does work quite effectively. A lot of people think it's a weird kick, but it scores. It does actually scores.
Gomez is the only one outside of the top 5 for either under 57 or under 53 kilograms in terms of the ranking. So she's done well to be here, but is certainly not afraid of Liborio at all. And
no, she's not giving her much respect, not giving her much room. She's pressing, she's using her front leg as she wants. She's imposing her game. Floeriane as well doing the same. So, so it's going to really see who's going to actually give in and change probably the tactics. And probably that might just tell the difference between the two.
60 seconds remain here in the second round.
Again, Eva using that front leg, coming into her distance and working with that back leg. And Floeriane's not allowing at the moment. She's trying to retaliate, putting on the pressure. And then she's going to work off of that back leg as well. So it's going to be interesting who's going to actually probably change up. Maybe they might want to actually go into the distance or work to the body more. Maybe the faces could be an option. So so we'll see. She's there again, working with her front leg again.
The crowd have gone quiet. They're watching on to see who it is that makes it into the final.
Eva did it again. She tried to go into the distance and work to the head, and that's a possibility. So because she's quite taller than her, so she can get over her legs.
Height and reach obviously plays a big part.
Definitely. The taller you are, the more of a reach you have. You will try and play a longer distance and not try your opponent to get into your distance. So it's an advantage to an extent, but then if you know how to use it quite well, then it could be quite effective.
But equally, if you're the shorter opponent, you try and get in a little bit quicker and evade those long legs and arms.
That's right. You try your best to get in the distance and get out again, because when you're more shorter, you're more faster to get in and get out. So that's what Floeriane's trying to do right now, to get in and get out.
The interval gives a bit of a leg rub for Eva Calvo Gomez of Spain. Just working on her left knee a moment ago. You're seeing the replays of the highlights of the second round. And as they come out of that, you'll see the two faces and lots of sweat, but no real concern etched on the faces of either Gomez or Liborio. And we're going to the final round here. We've seen a few sudden deaths this weekend, so this one's heading in a similar vein.
This is going to be interesting. The third round is always exciting because everyone's looking to put that last gap of work right in, and then Floeriane is trying the same. She's trying to work off with her front leg, but Eva's not allowing it. She's utilizing her front leg too. So they're both quite imposing their game that they want. And this is going to be a test of mental strength. Who's going to carry on with their strategy and who might probably want to change. So that might just tell the difference here.
Floeriane, double European gold medalist. One of those here in Manchester, 2012. Two different weight categories, one at bantam, one at feather. But at the moment, you can't split these two. Nothing all, and all of a sudden they pounce into life, the pair of them, but still unable to register. And that yellow at the bottom of the screen might be the deciding factor here for Liborio. She has the one, Gomez has none, and late on Gomez might look to use that. That's right. She's trying to be careful. There you go. So there you go. So she was using that front leg all the way through to now. So this just goes to show, if you persevere and you keep going, you believe and you stick to your strategy, it will work eventually. So that's what Eva just done. She didn't move to plan B, did she? She stuck with A, and it's finally got to that first point. She sure did. She sure did. Now Floeriane's in the back foot, and she's going to try and get into that distance, but then
let's not forget, Eva, she's a tall athlete. She got that leg reach, she will keep her away. And Floeriane's working now.
Final 10 seconds here, and Floeriane has to put up some sort of fight here with 6 seconds to go.
6 seconds, quite a lot. In taekwondo, there we go. There you go, 1-1.
What a way to do it.
She got that back.
What a way to do it. What a piece. We are going to that sudden death, as we said, and we thought for a moment it was going to be 0-0. All of a sudden, Calvo Gomez used that long leg, as Hamacho is talking about, that right at the death. The double European gold medalist stretches out and gets her own point. What a piece.
Yeah, she's been looking for that point. She's been looking for the point. She knows she was behind. She knows the time was against her. So she had to get that point back. But then again, Gomez, she had an idea to keep her away. And when someone puts the pressure on you and the time is going, it's not easy to cover. So great work from Floeriane actually. So she did quite well to get that point back.
Swing and a miss there, and then a kick to the rib cage.
Yeah, that's where she. So this is what we call counter with the front leg.
And this is the moment that they build up and get that point, and that leveled it up. You can see on the clock how close that was. Just 5 seconds remaining in that final round. 5 seconds, as Mohammed said earlier, that's a lot of time, and it can be the difference between going out and staying in.
That's right.
So sudden death. 2 minutes of overtime here.
Now they're both going to try and protect their body armor. As you can see, Floeriane is putting her arm over her body armor there. Eva's doing the same. And so tension is going to be building. They're not going to try and give away any silly points right now. So there we go. So
possibly even more cagey than they were in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember, first point. That's all it needs is that one.
There we go, Floeriane going in.
Really attacking, looking to take that point.
That's why Eva looked away just for a split second, and Floeriane trying to capitalize on.
Now's not a good time to lose concentration.
No, it's not. She needs to be focused there. There you go.
There's the strike. It does come, and it comes for the Spaniard, the 22-year-old Eva Calvo Gomez.
She used that long reach of hers again, like we were saying from the beginning of the match. She was keeping her at bay, and so there you go. When you get into a distance of a tall player, that's what you can get. You can get caught, and that's what just happened.
Well, it was Gomez that took the lead finally in the 3rd round, and it looked like she might just hang on with a 1-0 lead, but late on, Floeriane Liborio managed to level it up. It went to sudden death, and that lasted 40 seconds, and then all of a sudden the young Spaniard stretches out the leg and picks off the point she needs to head towards tonight's under 57 kilogram final.
Yeah, she had that advantage. She's the taller out of the two. She just waited just for the right moment of when to go. Just here, she missed, get a point. So she analyzed it quite well. She's using her reach. And so it's to her advantage, so she's using it quite well at the moment. So it's going to be interesting between her and Jay Jones, because Jay Jones has an aggressive style of pressing, and Eva just likes to wait and counter off. So it's going to be a really, really good final between these two.
There's only a short gap tonight between the semi-finals and then your final. You've got to wait for 2 more semis, of course. But what do you do in between? What do you do to relax, chill out, just go to sleep, keep the energy levels high? What?
Well, when you have